Today is November 15th, 2023. Well, they were outside again, my clients, and some girl yelled out, "Don't say a word. We found out they made everything up." It's like you're slow, about 5 years too slow. 5 years. 5 years. So I start going through, playing my tapes of everybody defending me. Okay, same thing the police have. FBI informant. That agent opened up a real case. I go outside. Some guy's like, "We all know everybody defended her. Don't say a word." They knew that from 18. They told people that in Walmart. They sold the law again. Dear God. They were making fun of, the Stark County sheriffs were making fun of some guy named Kurt in 21. If he just found out those kids were lying in 21. He was slow. All the police knew in 18. No, I don't think that agent's funny stealing my money. And he's dating one of the Florida groups, the big truck guys. Heavy set blonde girl. There was two that looked like twins. One's named Lauren. Told you. Up in Akron, a couple of houses down from where I work. She was up there, just even about a month or two ago. Was bragging that agent was stealing for them. Oh, a young, thin blonde girl showed up and walked in the garage with a guy. And she's like, "Do they know not to say what's going on?" He's like, "Yeah." Well, honey, the police listened through my car and my phone, and they already taped her. And they already got the confession of those girls knowing that the officers that watch me knows that agent's stealing my money. From December 2nd, 22, Wendy's Alliance to October 6th, 23 in Walmart 62, 8:45 to 9:15 in the morning. Those ladies had talked to the officers that watched me. And it's one guy from the case stealing all that money for that girl, where she bragged in mass on October 5th that Will was stealing for her. Yeah, and then, there's a lot more. I don't think that agent's funny. Today they start following me, so I started giving a testimony how I got sick and had the surgeries, and then went to the wrong doctors, falsely diagnosed, wrong medications, got really sick, swelled up, everything quit working. Then had to get with Dr. Eli with high doses of pain medicine. At 9 months, it took me for all that swelling to leave and for me to learn to walk again. Everything start working. It's a documented medication error and a documented medical malpractice that almost killed me. Doctors encouraged me and my ex-husband for 2 years to sue him. Okay? And that's when I went up. Even in Bueller's, some lady was walking around and was mumbling stuff. And what would you say to me? Because the one lady's like, "Well, I didn't realize it, and I didn't think about it. Was her dad that killed her kid?" Duh. The Vegas are not funny. Just because they're millionaires and somebody lies on somebody 6 months after her father kills her kid has nothing to do with her father killing her kid. Just lies on somebody else that they know, so they want to kill him. Come on, psycho bitch. Psycho bitch. And then it's like, "Where you been for the last 3 years?" Watch me go through all the surgery, swell up like a balloon, and then over 9 months slowly get well. It's like, "Where you been for 3 years?" Huh? They're brainwashed, mindless boobs. Mindless boobs. Just like these people. And for all the idiots that are following me around and try to take a record of what I spend my money on, it's none of your damn business. Do you want me to call 911 on you? And say you're stalking me, you're part of that sextortion group? You want to go to jail the rest of your life? It's none of your damn business what I spend my money on. I earn it. And it's none of your fucking damn business. Does it make you feel important Huh? Because you're a mindless boob and you have to follow and stalk a victim and harass them? Does it make you feel important? Do you go down to rape shelters? Domestic violence shelters and follow those women around, harass them for the ass that beat on them, almost killed them? Is that what you do? Do you find victims to harass because you're such a low life you have to find a victim to harass? Think about it, sweetie. And I don't think that agent bullying me on the phone and acknowledging he wasn't talking to the Vegas and the church people that made fun of me for some serial rapist that my ex hired on his own to drug free me and Photoshop me and laugh at me, and a man I've never met, nor did talk to, nor had I no idea who he was talking about, laughing at me how the serial rapist was framing me. He didn't arrest him and do his damn job and made fun of a victim on a recorded line. You know, the guy that did all this, for we work for the King from Texas, we're his men. He's a drug lord. That's the one that King sent his men here. King from Texas, drug lords, a fentanyl king. Iraqi, U.S. military, translator. Huh? Went into the dark web malware. Huh? One of the largest fentanyl kings across the nation and to ties all over the nations. That's why they pounced on Ohio, because that's who they hired. That's where the Detroit boys, the Michigan, the New York, Buffalo, New York, Florida showed up, the Gentlemen's Club. You do realize Pete and his group's part of the Florida group, right? You do realize that. They're in it with the big truck guys from Florida. That human trafficked. That Alex, the white-haired guy with his hair parted on the side, Dixie seen him, stalking me in Maslin. Darlene seen him on December 16th of 18, in there with that guy pretending to be an FBI handler. And the crazy blonde lady pretending to be a psychiatrist, and they're a bunch of drug cartel people, and they're impersonating people. She's a drug ma, he's a drug dealer, and those were his guys that worked for him. And Alex is I found out his name later, the white-haired guy with his hair part on the side, must be Pete's kid. They're in it with big truck guys that grab people and sell them. Gee, and that's supposed to be Pete's kid. Found out that one later too. They're part of the Florida group. That's human trafficking. The one on 12/21/18 stabbed me in the neck at the refrigerator, bashed my skull in, beat and raped me, left me for dead. Had woke up 6 hours later in bed. I still have a dent in my head. There's a white comb on Dave's dresser, and he's accusing me of having an affair, and I've been out for 6 hours, got marks all over me, had drug beat and raped me and left me for dead. Think it's funny I got jumped at the refrigerator? Bragdon Bob Evans in January 19 he did it? Huh? I didn't know who his name was. He was following around stalking me. January 19, he Bragdon Bob Evans. He left his comb on Dave's dresser. Huh? In front of people. Told you, him and the guy that pretends to be a handler, and that crazy blonde lady, they're drug dealers. December 16 of 18. What officer was watching me would have seen him. And Bob Evans when I was having pie with Darlene. Now, do I think that agent's funny? He's dating with the big truck girls. There's those two blonde girls. They're part of the Florida group. He's dating a child molester. They're human traffickers. What are they? People that sell women and children for sex slaves and to be murdered. That makes her a child molester and a serial killer. All these people are. Like they said in Marshall's yesterday. I was at Marshall's in Brooklyn. When I first walked in, somebody was mumbling. We'd never say a word. We all know it's a sextortion group doing it to her. Yeah. They're all part of a sextortion scheme. Like Andrew Arabic up there had 7 victims. Went on their Facebook, Instagram, Photoshop pictures, and then tried to extort money. He's spending 12 to 15 years in federal prison for it. These people are a lot more vile. Instead of going out and getting a job, they try to rip off innocent victims. These people actually break in your home, stalk you, break in and date rape, drug you, beat, rape you, and just leave you bruised and infected, throwing up, and you don't know what happened to you because you've never seen anybody. And they got a roofie confession, and now they've sold you on porn sites. You didn't know you were on porn sites. And photoshopping washing scenes trying to extort money. It's a very sick group. And what the hell's wrong with society in this area? Are they all brain damaged? What the hell was wrong with that agent? Mocking a victim. Just like they were lying to people. They had a doctor go back through her medical records, go and testify against her. They can't go back through my records. There's HIPAA violations. Right to privacy. That doctor go to jail. Unless I sign a release, they can't look at it. They go to jail for looking at it. They have no right to look at my medical records. Neither does the police or the FBI. Unless they get a coroner. And what are they going to say? Well, all those doctors falsely diagnosed her, wanted to do unnecessary procedures, almost killed her with their medication. Caused all those side effects. With false diagnosis and wrong medication, almost killed her. You're going to put them in jail then? Right? Right? Because there was the only thing wrong with me is my muscles locked up. Everything else was induced by wrong medication. Almost killed me. Made me swell from my feet up to my brain. Made my heart get off, my thyroid quit working, my adrenal gland quit working, and my whole body swell up till my knees were popping out of place. And they wanted to do brain surgery, lied I had brain tumors, had brain swelling. That caused a lot of it. Ended up in cardiac wards. My heart was getting off. My legs are popping out of place. I can't hardly walk. And as if they didn't know it wasn't the medication, I took another doctor to tell them that they were falsely diagnosing me, ripping off my insurance, and getting kickbacks from the drug companies, and to get an attorney and sue me, get off that medication. Then another doctor verified it. And then it took me 9 months to slowly get well. So Strange making up that pathetic line when he thought I caught his son in adultery is sick and disgusting. Do you understand? Sick and disgusting. And for the Vegas, because her father ran a stop sign in an arrogant stunt and killed himself and their son, had nothing to do with Strange lying on me 6 months later. Because who killed her kid? Her father did. Her father murdered her son with an arrogant stunt. He's the one that devastated her life. And just because somebody lies on me, don't affect them at all. Are they that pathetic? Like my one son, Josh, said years ago, Mom, I swear they kill people here. They do. Now they got society helping them. Because society's lost its ever-loving fucking mind. You know, they had it on the news today. A whole group of kids beat 2 kids to death. Got around them and beat them to death. Now they're looking at murder charges. They need to. They need to all go to jail. That's what's like that is here. It's a big sextortion group, and all these people are willing to participate in hurting victims. They've lost their ever-loving minds. Ever-loving minds. And that agent bullying me on a phone that he'd been in contact with the Vegas, you say you were faking your like, it's ridiculous. It's a documented medication error. Huh? You either say it, you need to realize what you done. I didn't do anything wrong. You either say it, I've had those people in my office, you need to realize how you ruined their life. Well, who ruined their life? Their father did. When he ran that stop sign, I was at home and so was my family. And putting that kind of pain and grief on me that I had nothing to do with it is wrong and insanity. He better been saying that was an act. He stole my money. Like my friend said from the prosecutor's office, you don't realize you're in the witness protection program, Karen. One of the many. Being an informant, you can tell anybody you want. They can't say a word. You stay yourself and you feed them information. I said, well, they already knew. He acknowledged he talked to all of them. For him listed informant. Because it goes like this. Somebody told on me the night before at that church. You liar. We're on a recorded line. And he was already verified it was him. Max said he talked to him. And with his own confession, he talks to all of them. I tell him that somebody threatened to knife me at Giant Eagle. He calls me a liar. He's not allowed to call me a liar. There's badgering laws. I told him he tried to kidnap me before. Terry's seen him. He's screaming, you liar. You either say you're lying or I'll arrest you. I'm like, what? He said, now was there a camera above that bench or not? Now you say you're lying or else. It was his job to pull the camera and to find him. He had already killed my one co-worker, Lori's family member, and went on to take my house manager her niece, and he's the kidnapper for the human traffickers for they're in it with the big truck guys. He let a serial killer go on purpose. You want to play? Huh? Either say you're lying or I'll put you in jail. It's like, fine, whatever. Now I want you to say you were faking you were sick. And it's like, I really was sick before. I've had that family in their office that lost their kid. 2003, it's 2018 at the time. 2018. Okay? And her father killed her kid. Some idiot just made up a lie on me 6 months later. Had nothing to do with her father killing her kid. Okay? Affected their life at nothing at all. It's insanity for them to want attention for that. 6 months later, somebody just lies on me and I go to their church. Has nothing to do with them. That's how pathetic they are. Absolutely pathetic people. Disgusting, pathetic people. Wanting to lash out and hurt somebody for no reason. That's how pathetic they are. Think they're millionaires, they can just kill whoever they want? Huh? Think about that. It's like that Andrew Arabic. They asked him why he tried to extort money on people. He said he hurt inside, so he wanted to hurt others. And are they precious like that? They were hurting inside, so they wanted to kill somebody else. Huh? Just pick out a victim because they're pathetic, disgusting bastards? Huh? I want them to think about that. And dear God, I hope they're listening. They need to realize that's why God made hell and man made jails. They all should have been arrested the first day. They went in and confessed to a federal police officer. And he didn't arrest him and do his damn job. He didn't arrest him and do his damn job. I had that family in my office. How you devastated their whole life. Who devastated their life? Her father did. Had nothing to do with him. Putting that kind of hurt and pain on me when I had nothing to do with it is insanity. Okay? He said, you need to realize what you did by fighting your sick. It's a documented medication error. He said, I really was sick. Got scars all over me. MRI reports, blood work, fentanyl patch, the copy of the prescription where I had to get on them and get out moving for 9 months. False diagnosis of brain tumors and da-da-da-da-da. It's like, don't even play with me. He at this point, it's like, don't even play with me. And he's like, you either say it or I'll leave you there. I've had those church people and how you ruined their life. It didn't touch their life. They're all scamming him, playing him like a fiddle. And a fucking idiot. Now, you either say you are faking or I'll leave you there. It's like, don't kill me. So you say it or I'll leave you there. And it's like, I really was sick. You either say it or I'll leave you there. Don't kill me. So then say it. It's like, fine, just don't let him kill me. Ha! Jackass. Huh? Why would that be? I help a person like you. They're going to try to kill me, so. They've tried to kill me, so it's a sworn duty. You can't let somebody murder someone. It's his sworn fucking duty. Then another golden ticket. The other idiot yells out about the man my ex-bride he hired on his own, I found out later. He hired a drug cartel guy. A drug cartel guy to drug, beat, rape me, and Photoshop me. And a extortion scheme in case I didn't die. And instead of him arresting him for illegal monitoring, stalking, hiring a hitman to drug, beat, and rape me, their fake sodium pentothal reports, he made fun of the rape victim being scammed on a recorded line. Well, we could always use Pete's tape and we were in. It's a shower scene and washing I found out in the other room. It's called clicking and pasting. Like my friend Jim, his son edits movies for a living. He said, he asked him if he could do it. He's got an app in his phone. He said, yeah. He said, you just move the shower scene to the click and paste it. He said, I could click and paste clothes on her so she looked like she's standing there looking crazy. They could edit words from different sentences, tape over, and make a whole new sentence, just like the police already told me they knew they could do it a long time ago. And refused to sleepwalk. Whereas throwing up, heart racing, infected, bruises I couldn't explain, almost passing out, they were drugging the hell out of me. The drug cartel was. He's making fun of a human trafficking victim that was being human trafficked under drugs and waking up like that and had no idea what happened to him. It's really funny making fun of rape victims, isn't it? So, who did he say he just talked to? My ex-husband's personal hitman that he hired on his own. So he confessed he talked to Dave. He's already confessed he had the Vegas in his office and the church people. He's already been seen by the police and 300 to 500 witnesses at Apostolic Church of Bremerton that he told me before I called him back. He was the one. My ex said that he talked to him, told our son, Danny. Huh? What they have is called stalking tapes, Peking Tom tapes of voyeurism. They go to jail for it. They were to be arrested on the spot for admitting they had sodium pentothal reports. They knew they couldn't get it. They knew you'd lie under it, and they knew they were roofing me. They were to get arrested for attempted murder, assault with a deadly weapon, drugs, kidnapping. Dave hiring a hitman and everybody else involved. And it should have been nipped. And I, like my one friend, Sheriff David, he's Mike DeWine's cousin. What's wrong with your local police? Are they slow? You should have been put in a safe house and hid the first day. And they all should have went to jail. What is wrong with your local police? They can't do any of that. It's illegal to be in somebody's home no matter what. That's what Officer Reinhardt in Louisville. Either the FBI go to jail for being in your home outside a protective light case with statements. They can't even look at it. It's illegal to. So what did those two agents admit to? Breaking federal laws. On a recorded line. Made me beg for my life. Then listen to me, and why would they help FBI help a person like you? I tell them about my brother-in-law Craig that died working at the Pentagon. They offer to take me somewhere and leave me with no money, and then offer me the informant program with $5,000 a month, money and immunity for life, even when you tell, and then threaten me if I told. Flip-flopped. Opened a real case, had an officer talk to Dave, everybody he knew, and he already confessed he talked to everyone on a recorded line. They sold the login. The fentanyl king for we all work for the king from Texas were his men. He said his men here. He's a drug lord. He was one of the biggest drug lords. U.S. military. Translate Iraqi. Fentanyl king into all the drug cartels. Brought him here to attack Ohio. 17 and 18. That's who they hired. Do you know how many thousands have died and been taken because of these assholes? Wanting just to kill somebody for the fun of it. Now people need to recheck themselves and they need to turn everybody they know in. That agent stole my money the first day. They have the police that watch me all know that he took my money. He opened a real case with money and immunity like my friend from the prosecutor's office. You're actually in the witness protection program, one of the many. You can tell whoever you want that agent's just a police officer. He doesn't have enough authority to ask you to stay quiet. And they can't close the case till you die. And every case comes with money and immunity. And they can't stop the money from coming in. The police couldn't even watch me at home. They couldn't listen through my phone. They couldn't listen through my car. They couldn't be around me. It's entrapment. And they got a lot of bad guys, a lot off my case. Horrible though. There's a lady in Marshall's walking around. We didn't really do a lot with the case, but the police used it to get all those people. How did all these people find out? Well, they sold a login, honey. An Iraqi terrorist U.S. military dark web malware hacked into it and sold it. She's like, do you think they set up cameras themselves and sold it that way? It's like you're slow. This was child's play to a dark web malware person. It was child's play. He's a hacker. Him and his guys are hackers. Just like all the other ones that are hacking all the big company agencies now. They're hackers. Everybody go online and turn them in. That agent, like my friend from the prosecutor's office, the Department of Justice put the FBI in jail. They never try to drop you. They owe you, if you work 5 minutes a case, an hour a case for the rest of your life. And even if you try to get them information, they can never legally drop you. They can hire someone else to kill you. They can put you in another witness protection program. But they have to speak to you first. Otherwise, you stay an informant for life and you get your money and stay in immunity. You're actually in a witness protection program, one of the many. And that agent's only a police officer, a higher one. He don't have enough authority to ask you to stay quiet. He was only bullying you. I said, well, they already knew. He already confessed in his own words. He talked to everyone. They sold a recorded line. Oh, teenage kids. North Canton, the FBI made fun of her for being human trafficked. The FBI made fun of her for being drug beat and raped because they were using amnesia drugs. She didn't know what happened to her. Neither did the doctor put it together. Treating me for bruises I couldn't explain, muscle pain, headache, throwing up, dizzy, almost passing out, and a severe swollen personal infection. And because I'd never seen anybody and I never talked to anybody, they didn't put it together. When I sat and talked to a nurse, when I found out exactly why all that was happening, she's like, your ex-husband's a vile, sick animal. Vile, sick animal. And so are all these people. It's a big sextortion group, and everybody needs to turn them in. That agent opened a real case with statements. And like they said, the police used that case to get all those people. Yeah, you really don't want to not say it's not legit and it was fraud. Would hate for a terrorist to walk. Because like Officer Reinhardt in Louisville, even the FBI would go to jail for being in your home outside a protected light case with statements. It's entrapment. Police and agencies do it. Otherwise, it's stalking tapes, peeking Tom, and voyeurism. It's life in federal. These people are so brain dead. And all these lowlives doesn't make you feel important. Doesn't make you feel important harassing victims that are been raped, human trafficked, been drugged up by the cartel and they're running a scam on them. Doesn't make you feel important to harass a victim. Doesn't make you feel important because you're such a lowlife and such a scum. Think you have to walk around and try to find out what I spend my money on because you're that bored and that you're that pathetic. You have to harass a rape victim that's been human trafficked and they ran a scam on trying to extort money. You're that pathetic. There's rape shelters. You want to go harass those ladies too? Domestic violence shelters. Go harass them too because you're that pathetic? Huh? Start checking yourself, people. Start turning these idiots in. They're killing people and selling children. And that agent is dating that blonde girl from the Florida group. He's not even allowed to be seen around her. My brother-in-law that died working at the Pentagon, he wasn't allowed around any known criminals. He wasn't allowed around any illegal immigrants or have them in his home or be in their home. He would go to jail for that. Why? Because it's a national security issue. Because why? They can roof him and get top secret information out of him. That or they could frame him. Huh? You don't put our government at risk. You go to jail for that. Everybody turned him in. He stole over $315,000 from my case and gave it to a serial killer that's a child molester. Turn him in. I don't think stealing from rape victims that risked their life and got people a fentanyl king, 800 bad guys, a guy impersonating a prince from Africa, and the police and marshals out of this area, it was a smorgasbord of bad guys. Most people get written accommodations. That's where I leave this area. People are like, look, it's carrying around the house. That FBI informant's here. And then they'll start talking about almost being shot in the head, driving, and all the other stuff that I lived through. Huh? Almost died to save my family. I deserve a whole lot more respect than what this low-life society's been acting like. Acting like they need to help a bunch of child molesters and serial killers selling people. Trying to extort money out of the victims they're victimizing. Do you think I'm their only victim? I bet they're already working on somebody else. They're too organized. They're too organized. And I bet I'm not their first. And I don't think that girl from the Florida group and the human traffickers, the Gentlemen's Club from Florida, in it with those guys that are selling women and children for sex slaves, they try to grab my DM. I don't think they're funny. And that agent dating one of those, and her bragging she's getting all that money, and she's nothing but a fucking child molester that's in it with them, that's selling women and children for sex slaves and to be murdered. I don't think they ought to get my money. That I risked my life and the government got a lot of bad guys off my backside. And if he's dating something like that, and he let them do it to me, somebody's crossed a line they should have never crossed.